Hey, William Gilmore here for the ScreenwritersJourney.com. It's day 128 of the journey, and I'm lucky to be here. Actually, all of California is lucky to be here. Apparently, El Nino has arrived, and it has been 3 days of steady, steady drizzle, and you'd think the world was coming to an end. California is going to slip into the ocean, not because of an earthquake, but because of a mudslide. Um, the overreaction here is incredible. You know, people running out in the streets, taking pictures of water running down the gutters. Oh my God, it's never happened before. It's absolutely astounding. Now, up in the mountains, in the burn areas from the fires over the summer, it's understandable because they have huge mud flows and there are big flows of debris going down the streets there. It's understandable for people to be concerned there, but here in the valley, where it's very, very flat and we're very far away from everything, to see people out videotaping the street gutter with some leaves going down it is. They should go to Florida and spend a summer there where it rains every day torrentially all summer long with thunder and lightning. Anyway, enough of that. What's going on in California? Here's what's going on, here in California. Here's what's going on with me. So Monday night, which was day 126, I went through the first half of the second act up to the midpoint again and cleaned things up and really tried to make that work. Really didn't get any more pages out, but it's fairly clean. It's basically what I did with the first act about 2 days before, and it seems to be in pretty good shape. I feel pretty good about the first half of the screenplay, so it's on to the second half. I did continue through and just kind of check the formatting because of the import I did yesterday. I did find a couple of problems with the import later in the script that all dealt with the character of Angel. All of Angel's dialogue got registered as action, but only Angel. So luckily he's a small character, so I didn't have to do a lot of fixing there. It was pretty minor. So good things on that. Tuesday, I went to Tuesdays at 9, only discover that the theater has been rented for a movie shoot for the month of January, so Tuesdays has been canceled, and I got the email just as I got to the theater. So it was kind of a wasted night. I did come back home and start to look at the second half of the script. Not going to let a good night go to waste. And came up with an idea for some cuts to make to the script. And identified a couple of those. I thought, well, I'm not sure about this, but let's give it a shot and see what happens. So that's what I did tonight. I went through first half of the second half of the second act and started making some cuts to scenes, particularly the Raydell confrontation with Hiram in the bedroom that kicks off the second half of the script. Rewrote the whole how the cops get there and arrive, which I think is a little visually more interesting. Found a really good moment with Carlito, who has kind of been a wasted character. You have to kind of put a kid into it, make use of him. So found a really cool visual moment with him and his dad, him bringing a gun to his dad, which I think works well. Made a couple other cuts. Had to do some rewriting on those scenes to make them work. And I feel pretty good about it. I've got an issue coming up with Reggie. There's a scene with her and Tyler, but we don't know who she is really. We've had a brief mention of her. I've also got a mention of her with Tyler when he's trying to convince Shep to keep the drug money. Now, this will be good for you because I know you're sweet on Reggie and you'll be able to take her to nice dinners and whatnot. And we haven't met her, so I'm not sure if that's a good scene to keep or not, if we don't really establish a relationship between them. So I may have to do some rewriting there. But I also came up with an idea of, instead of having Tyler come to the house to save everybody when Shep and Grady are taken hostage by Raydell, somehow switch that so I could have Shep at the bar talking to Reggie. Maybe we get to see that little bit of possible relationship. And then he gets the phone call from Tyler instead of the other way around, saying, hey, we've been kidnapped, come help us. So again, it has to be our protagonist who has to make the tough choices here to go and save the family. So that may be a big change coming up here in the second half of the second act. Currently, my page count is down to 106 after the changes I made in the first half of the second act. This gets confusing. The changes I made in the first half of the second act brought the screenplay down to about 109 pages from 112. So I lost 3 pages. And then the changes I made tonight with that cutting and sort of the rewriting I did brought it down another 3 pages down to 106. So that helps my second act. It's still a little long. The break in Act 3 is still coming a little late, which is really bad because that means the third act is really short. It's probably 20 pages, maybe, if I'm lucky, and that should be closer to 30. So, got a little work to do there. I don't know if I got to bolster the third act or what. Those are things that will take place over the next couple of days. I'm still working on that deadline for Sunday to have this thing done so I can start sending it out on Monday. So far I'm on track. I think I've made good progress. I'm well into the second act, coming up on the third act. So, so far the resolve is holding. I am actually making the progress. I am very, very tired because that means getting up early in the morning to either go to the gym or do some writing, spending 10 hours at work or longer, and then coming home and either going to the gym or trying to get the writing done. So far the writing's winning out over the gym, so which is not good for the holiday belly. But anyway, that's where I stand. So getting back into the swing of things, working on the website, posted some new articles if you haven't checked them out. There's some good ones up there for January already. And that's about it. I'm going to go to bed. So I will see you back here on the blog tomorrow. Until then, please keep up that writing, difficult as it may be. And we'll see you back here on the blog.